Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Good evening. Today is May the 18th, 2017. The Environmental Conservation Board, we have an agenda that we're going to follow, so let's get started. Number one is Hamilton, Jennifer, and Brian, 62 Sycamore Road, tax map 6517-1-1, construct a two-car garage and patio. So for the board, there were no comments or questions from the public. No escrow is required. I have a memo here from the town engineer who's reviewed the rain garden calculations, and they meet the standards. The following should be noted: the applicant will need to meet with and obtain the necessary permits from the Town of Carmel Building Department. The applicant may need to develop an integral plot plan for the building or engineering departments. You understand that? Oh, I'm sorry. Please state your name and who you're with. I apologize.
I almost forgot who I was.
I almost forgot who you were.
Joel Greenberg, architect for the applicant.
Okay,
Yes,
sorry.
I'm aware of the comments from Mr. Franzetti.
Mr. Franzetti. Okay, were there any significant changes from the time you met with us with the application?
Nope.
Nope? Okay. So with that,
Your list from last time?
I don't know if this is the same one.
Joel? Yeah,
Spill kit?
from last time. Hamilton, Jennifer, Bryan, 62 Sycamore Road, right. And we had a number of things we asked for.
Yeah, there
All right,
was
we asked for a spill kit.
Yeah.
Everything that you asked for was been
Refueling.
added to the drawings.
Pardon?
I said everything you asked for at the last meeting was added to the drawings.
Filter fabric,
Yeah.
everything.
No refueling on site, you put a note for that? Piping run and material to rain garden, including the piping on the map here?
Yes, it's shown on the map.
8-inch CMP. 6-inch PVC to rain guard.
Filter fabric on the catch basin?
Yes. Oh, well, I
Catch basin.
reviewed that with the town engineer. He's recommended that we do a series of,
Fails?
right. No.
Sounds like
No, oh my God. Silt fence.
Still fencing.
silt fence.
All right.
And they also have a concrete washout
Silt fence
detail.
around the catch basin?
That's what I went to the DEC website and I found the detail. It's on the
For
drawing.
what? The,
For the catch basin.
usually could just throw
in.
in a,
That
filter fabric or something. Take the grating out, throw a filter fabric, and you're good to go.
No problem. I'll add that.
You don't need to poke holes in the catch basin.
Okay,
Yes,
I
you had something?
I agree.
Does it include any stone in with that, around the filter fabric?
Yeah, you could, typical,
Typically, you have stone around it.
acts as a weir. Just put like a 6-inch thing of concrete. This is what you're gonna do. Put the filter fabric underneath the grating.
Okay,
Put a little thing of gravel a foot away from the grating.
okay.
It acts as a weir almost.
Oh, okay, I see what you
And
mean.
then it keeps out the solids.
okay.
Okay? You good with that?
Yep.
Or you can follow the detail in the plan.
Well, this is what,
But let him follow the detailed plan, that's what Rich had,
that's what,
Okay. That's what Rich
what
approved.
Richard wanted.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit more protective, but we'll see if he'll go along with this, I'll change it, okay?
Gee,
Okay.
It's pretty elaborate.
It's pretty elaborate.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's very elaborate,
I know.
So does anybody else have any comments? So do I have a motion to grant a permit to the applicant for 62 Sycamore Road, tax map 6517-1-1, as submitted to construct a two-car garage and patio? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, I'm going to today do the environmental assessment after we do the second one,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna ask him for both.
okay. Good idea.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
And Joel, just for your information, you're including those two comments from Rich with as part of your comments. No risk, it's right here. It's on the permit.
Good night.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.
Take care.
I'm gonna try it this way today. Do two at the same time. Okay, next applicant is Harry Stevens, 103 Hill Street. Please state your name and who you're here to represent.
Harry Stevens, myself.
Okay, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, there were no comments or questions from the public. I have a memo from the town engineer. As requested, the engineering department has reviewed the proposed rain garden calcs as part of the site submitted in the above matter. The overall disturbance of the project is approximately 3,000 square feet, which is below the threshold criteria for the New York DEC stormwater regs. The project does not require coverage under the DEC Speedy's general permit for stormwater discharge from a construction activity, and the development of a SWIP is not required. The applicant will need to meet and obtain the necessary permits from the Town of Carmel Building Department. You may need to develop an integral plot plan for the engineering departments, and the rain garden design calculations submitted are in conformance of the guidelines, standards. Okay, comments from last time?
Nothing. Building permit was the only one that we had.
Right, so, did you get the building department permit yet?
No,
Why not?
told me to come get the wetlands permit first and then get an architect to draw it up and get the building permit.
You could have done, who told you that?
I spoke with, Mike told me to get the permit first, Carnazza. Told me to get the wetlands permit first and then go to the building department.
See, now I have a problem with that, because on this plot plan, you're only showing the location of where you're putting the fence. You're not giving us details on the, ah, boy. All right, well,
Well, make it, you
Make
could
it
grant it
contingent.
contingent on him
Right.
submitting something.
so I'm gonna put in your permit then, that I'm going to contingent upon proof of a building department permit.
Okay.
That's gonna be a requirement, so I'm gonna request that the permit be approved. We grant you the permit, contingents on the fact that you obtain a building department permit
Okay,
prior to using this. And if you start this without the building department permit, this becomes null and void.
okay,
Also, if anything changes after you do obtain an architect and he starts sketching this out for you, if anything changes in terms of footprint or area of disturbance, you have to come back before
back
us with
before
the
us.
changes.
All right, so with that, do I have a motion to grant the permit to Mr. Harry Stevens for 103 Hill Street to construct a three-car attached garage? Contingent with the following contingencies: that he obtain a building permit, and if any changes to the application for the permit, he comes back to us. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay,
all right, thank you
so,
guys.
Good luck. Just lower that.
okay, so what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna do both EAFs,
Okay.
okay? One is for the 62 Sycamore Road, and the other one is 103 Hill Street, okay? So will the proposed action create a material conflict with adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
No for both. Will the proposed action result in a change of use intensity of the land? No
No.
for both. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No, for both. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
No.
No for both. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
No for both. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonable, available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
No for both. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies or public-private wastewater treatment facilities?
Nope.
No.
No for both. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
For both. Will the proposed action result in adverse change to natural resources, example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna?
No.
For both. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No.
No.
For both. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No for
No.
both. Okay, so these are good. Carl. Okay, this one is 62 Sycamore. Okay. Next item, Random Ridge subdivision. Extension of wetland permit. Okay, please state your name and who are you here for?
Paul Lynch from Putnam Engineering, and I'm here representing the developers for Random Ridge.
Okay. This is for Kennicott Hill Road, tax map 7610-1-23. Your permit expires June 2nd, 2017. How much longer, has anything changed from the proposed plans and approvals previously given?
No,
Exact, gonna
no,
build-
and they're actually almost completed with all the work that they had to do within the buffer. The only thing they have left is the one swale that they need to construct on the south side of the property, but everything else is done.
Okay, and how long you need the permit for?
1 year,
1 year?
fine.
Okay, so do I have a motion to extend permit number 915 to Blitman Building Corp. For Build 29 Lot Cluster Subdivision at Kennicott Hill Road? Do I have a motion to grant it from June 3rd, 2017 to June 2nd, 2018? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, Paul.
He's the one.
June 2nd.
That was an easy one.
Yes.
Next item is Western Bluff Subdivision, 350 West Shore Road. Please state your name and who you're here to represent.
Good evening, John Kellard, professional engineer with the firm Kellard Sessions and I'm representing the property owner, Carl Kling.
Okay.
Your last name's Kellard?
Kellard, yes.
Okay, and you want to walk us, you can use one of those stands if you'd like. Want to walk us through your project?
Shore Drive.
The parcel is approximately 15 acres in size. It's located on the west side of West Shore Drive, and it's immediately west of the Chrome Falls Reservoir.
West Shore Drive from,
Falls Reservoir.
Right across from Fairview Road.
that's over here off of 6N, right? West Shore Road?
No, it's back at the Chrome Falls Reservoir.
Near the reservoir.
Oh, near the reservoir, okay.
Yeah. It actually, the property actually sits right adjacent to the New York City DEP.
Yep,
Right.
see it.
Presently, there's an existing residence on the property and a driveway located on the southern portion of the site. I think we provided an existing conditions plan, the first sheet package.
Wetland setback.
You can see the existing residence to the south of the wetland area. The wetland is shown in the pink.
A store, a vinyl, it says vinyl? It's that lower corner right there, right? Yep, okay. Yep,
Running through the wetland setback out to the main road.
okay. What do you want to do?
We're proposing a 3-lot subdivision. Lot sizes from 4.5 to 5.5 acres in size. As you can see on the plan, the frontage, we have about 1,300 feet of frontage. We have a 1.4 acre wetland right adjacent to the road, which is shaded on the site plan. We flagged the wetlands and surveyed it. There's also about 4 acres of steep slopes shown in the gray shading on the plan. Gesundheit,
I'm sorry, excuse me. Thank you.
air conditioning. Most of the wetland, the wetland and steep slopes are along the frontage of the property. The more gentler areas of the site where we want to propose the homes are up and behind the steep slopes towards the western portion of the site. We're proposing a single curb cut with a shared driveway.
It's a
We're
road.
proposing that because it's located at the optimum location for sightline along the main road. It also avoids the wetlands.
Your curb cut's right next to, a little south of Fairview Road, is that it?
Correct.
You said 14 homes?
No, 3 homes.
3 homes.
3 homes.
That's a road. That's not a driveway, that's a road. That's not a driveway, that's a road.
Well, it's a long driveway.
It's a long driveway.
Yeah.
It's a driveway.
You have planning board approval for this?
We have a sketch plan approval. We wanted to come and visit you. At this point, we're preparing, we did all our testing for septic and stormwater. We're preparing a stormwater pollution prevention plan, which we'll submit to New York City and start a review in New York City. We did all our testing out on the site. We didn't want to go to New York City until we got feedback from your board, so we can incorporate any comments you may have on the plan into the project.
So the only area that's really within the 100-foot buffer is that portion of the road from Fairview to the DEP, so that area,
100-foot setback.
correct?
We have about 200 feet of driveway, 200 feet in length through that wetland setback. We're only in the setback because we're trying to avoid the steep slopes coming up the hill.
On the existing dwelling, do you know where the septic and well are located?
Yes, the septic,
It's on there, it's right on the plan. there, there's one.
That's new.
That's new, I'm wondering.
Oh, this one here, okay.
Existing dwelling, driveway, septic to
Oh,
be
the
removed.
existing, okay.
Yep,
This is the septic in the wetland setback.
it is. Okay, so there'll be work done here in the wetland buffer as well. Do you know where the well is as well in relation? Is it this mark here? No.
There's a note about the existing, right here, there's a note for the well, and existing
Be abandoned.
would be abandoned.
A bit. Got it, and got it.
Yep.
Yep,
That also in the setback?
yeah, so both of them,
you have
it's
a-
right on the line,
Do you
but
have a
I'm sure.
calculation of how much area you're gonna disturb?
Total disturbance in the wetland setback, as shown on the disturbance lines, is approximately 18,000 square feet.
18,000.
Yes.
So that requires a SWIP and
Oh, absolutely.
And
The majority of it is for the driveway entering the site. There's a small disturbance for the removal of the existing house, which protrudes into the setback. And there's a small disturbance for the discharge pipe from the infiltration system just behind the existing house. We need that for elevation grade for discharge. No disturbance of the wetland itself, only the setback.
well, the road, no, you're right, the 100-foot buffer.
This is a wetland as well, so really there should be another line here, or here.
Yeah, over to the area to the left of the map. Keep going. That's a wetland also, isn't it, down there? So that's gonna be 100 foot off of that as well, right?
It doesn't look like there's any work. That you're not doing any work in? No work in. Got it, okay, so we're fine on that. Well, the well, so if you're gonna be having, is that well gonna, I think it's gonna be capped, right? Does
No,
that require?
you're gonna abandon that well with standard well, can you submit a procedure on how you're gonna abandon that well? Are you gonna drill out the top 5 feet, or you're just filling up with bentonite?
We'll fill it up with bentonite.
You know, DEC code requirements require the top 5 feet be drilled out, right?
I wasn't aware of that.
Please check, so the first order of
Whose
business,
requirement was that?
DEC.
Oh,
it's,
DEC?
DEC requirements that for, well abandonment, you can grout the well closed. However, the top 5 feet of that well have to be, drilled out. So just provide us a detail on your well abandonment,
Also licensed,
on.
right?
and whoever's doing it has to be a licensed well installer. I
Absolutely.
need to see a copy of their license.
Okay.
Do we wanna see an MDS on?
No, bentonite's bentonite. Jan, just let me know if you're gonna use grout or bentonite, or how you're gonna, just a well procedure.
And we'll include that as part of the wetland permit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
So this as well, the septic. That probably needs the same things, right? So
The septic, you're just gonna dig out, or
We'll just abandon it.
you're just gonna abandon it?
We have to fill in the septic tank,
Right.
but we can leave the fields in place.
where is the septic tank located?
In the buffer?
have the exact location. I think it's closer to the house.
Yeah, probably right around over here.
And just tell us,
Tank removal, certified, right?
no, it's not a regulated tank.
Okay.
Not a regulated tank. So the tank you're just gonna fill with sand, you're gonna pump out and fill with sand? Just give us, tell us what you're gonna do on that as well. And we would you'd have to submit copies of the pump out certificate upon completion.
I'm sorry.
I'd like a copy of the receipt for the pump out.
That'd have to be a condition, because he's not gonna do it until after he gets the permit.
Right, it'll be a condition, not a problem. Well, I can't give him a permit. I mean, we could go through this and give you ideas on what you have to do right now, but I can't
Oh,
grant you a permit until he gets a
Right, right,
DEP
right,
permit.
right.
Oh, absolutely, I understand that. We're looking for your comments tonight before I submit to DEP.
We have a lot of comments.
You have a couple of, you have some slopes,
I'd love to have them now.
you have some slopes of greater than 25% that you're cutting through. You're creating and cutting through for the road, right?
I'm sorry.
I think you have some, looks like some slopes that you're cutting, greater than 25%. If you look at the erosion control plan. Okay, but you're cutting through some of them, okay? And particularly where the downslope is the wetland, you have just a silt fence in there. Could you suggest something, I mean, just a single silt fence? I don't know, I'm a little leery about with 25-foot slopes, 25% slopes at least, huh? Right. Something, I don't know, what, a double silt fence or something, because,
The driveway itself is just below the 25% slopes, that location. I understand for the protection of the.
right. Okay, between that and the wetland, yeah. No, I understand why it's there, I'm not complaining about that, that's fine, okay? I'm just worried about when the construction, you have such a steep slope, you get a heavy rain like we had a week ago, and you're just gonna, and I've seen it happen just this past weekend. So, something a little bit more than the silt fence.
We have two basins proposed in the front entrance.
Yeah, I saw them,
They're gonna be wet.
right,
What I can do is put a diversion swell in there.
that's fine, that's good, that's a good idea, yeah. Now, you're gonna, these silt fences are gonna be wire backed, okay?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
You're gonna put a silt fence between the work areas, any work areas, and the wetland.
Yeah, well, he's gonna do more than that, I guess I'm gonna do a little bit more, because,
I'll put a diversion swell in there also, yes. We're beginning the preparation of the SWIP, and I'll incorporate those items into the SWIP.
did you go in and do any test pits or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't do any in the buffer, did you?
No,
No,
not according
no.
to this, you
I have no stormwater devices proposed in the buffer except for the discharge from one infiltration system.
You do have a wetland buffer proposed in that same area we were talking about, right?
Tree removal.
Yes, I have some mitigation
Right,
plantings
mitigation.
proposed, which I haven't,
Have some detail on that?
I haven't detailed it yet, but I will,
Okay. We want
Yes.
to see some detail on that.
absolutely.
Actually, you know,
Thought I had a mountain.
so you have a test, well, you have it, you said, you did a test pit within there's a test pit within the buffer. You have a test pit within the buffer.
Billy Goat.
This one you talking about right here?
Yeah, there's a test pit within the buffer. Obviously, it wasn't a test pit for a septic system, no, it was just a test pit to see the soil condition. Stormwater, okay.
That's not good.
If you don't, I don't know. Think about it, but you might want to extend that proposed vegetative wetland buffer just a little bit more. Yeah. Sure. A little bit more to the south.
Which one would that be, Vince?
See where the test pit is? The green shaded area?
it on this one. It's over here. Over here.
I'm saying,
Big
just
vegetative
extend
buffer?
it a little bit longer.
Yeah, extended it further.
Oh, further south.
Right.
Or
Further
further
south, yeah.
Yes,
east.
south.
No, it's
No,
east.
It's north.
that's north.
That way's north.
Correct, so south
So
is the opposite.
this way,
It's actually southeast.
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 Yeah,
South is fine, but southeast is better.
What's the duration of this project?
soonest it would be built would be sometime next year.
You do it in 1 year? You would complete it?
I'm not sure what they're planning on doing. Carl lived here on the property, but he got sick. I don't know if you know Carl Kling. I know him from
Or the name.
North Castle. I'm town engineer in North Castle for 30 years, and Carl was on the conservation board in North Castle. Fabulous guy.
Right.
But he had some troubles living here, and he's moved out to Indiana with his kids now, him and his wife. So now he's looking at subdividing and selling it. He has a builder friend, Dominic Santucci, who is working with me on, guiding me on what he would like to do here. So eventually, I would think that Dom would build the project.
The other thing we'll need a construction schedule, okay?
That would be part of the SWIP.
And a sequence of operations,
It's a requirement of the SWIP, yes,
construction sequence,
yes.
Construction sequence.
fueling plan, spill kit.
I would imagine you'd have more than one staging area in this project
Probably
of
be one at each-
materials, of,
Probably be one at
excavated
each-
materials,
At each lot,
one in
yeah.
each.
yeah.
If you plan on keeping any machinery, well, I guess as long as it's not in the buffer, right, then we don't really care.
Suggest you put
Poly.
store equipment on poly at night.
Yeah, and detail that where the equipment storage is.
So can I ask you, I guess the building, the existing one-story vinyl structure that's there is going to stay on the lot with this new proposed
No,
structure
no, it'd have to be removed,
as part of this project?
yes.
What is removed?
This structure?
Yeah, it's coming down. You said that,
Existing dwelling,
to be removed.
driveway, septic, and well to be removed. I didn't see that as a comment there. Yeah, okay, all of this is gonna be removed. Great.
Your driveway details, does that incorporate curbs, storm drains, or is it really flush with the shoulders?
No, there's swales and curbs and storm drains to control the
Doesn't
stormwater.
have to do any mitigation, right? That's-
We have a number of stormwater
Want a rain
stormwater
garden
systems
too?
proposed with the project.
Why wouldn't there be one per dwelling
We
here?
try to
No, 'cause
break it
it's
down
storm-
into small segments and divert the water into infiltration basins.
Yeah, but any increase in
I mean, he does have a big Cultec getting put in here,
Okay.
but I mean, that's not gonna handle the stuff from downhill. Is it? No.
It's got a couple of them.
Yeah. There's Cultec.
This driveway, this house comes to a series of ponds, infiltration ponds.
In the buffer?
And that's probably your greatest area, that last one that you just pointed out? Yeah.
It's this is the easiest portion of the site right there. Good deep soils. We're proposing 3 basins there, a 4-bay, which would then flow into an infiltration basin, which would then flow into an extended detention basin, depending on the intensity of the storm. We expect a very detailed review with New York City property.
And then it would outflow from there with your finger. Can you show me how does it end right back into, going into the reservoir? Does it go across the street there, or it goes
Down to
right
the
down?
reservoir.
It says it's got a 300-foot.
I know, but.
That's a big drop.
300 foot,
300
but
foot.
there's
Over 100
doing
feet?
work in the 300 feet here.
Yeah,
They're
but
tearing it down.
It's not as steep on this corner. This portion of the site
you have to provide details of the demolition.
probably
So fence
60
around.
feet lower between this house site and the house site down below.
The old road to the existing house.
Yes?
That's gonna be taken out?
Yeah, it's a gravel, it's not paved now, it's a gravel
Gravel
dirt
road.
road.
What about
So
the
it'll probably be
concrete?
topsoiled and seeded.
Okay, what about the gravel, the concrete
a-
pad and the house? That's coming down?
The
The
house,
concrete pad and the house are coming down?
yes.
So just make sure you show a detail of silt fence around those while the work is being performed?
What'd you say you're gonna do with the existing driveway? You're gonna seed it?
Seeded.
Topsoil seeded probably with a, maybe a wildflower mix, sorts.
Give us the details on that. Put the details on that, because that's
We will.
within the buffer.
We will, we're about to go into that phase of detailing things.
Make sure that's on the plan.
Okay.
Gonna be a lovely sight.
Oh, some beautiful views.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful views.
Go by there occasionally.
You also need, you're going to approach the DEP on this, right?
Yeah, we had a preliminary meeting with them already. First thing I asked them is whether they wanted to buy the property, and they said, no, we're not buying property any longer. I felt, why go through a process if this was something that they'd want to incorporate into their buffer around the reservoir?
Be perfect.
Would have been easier for everybody.
We're gonna look like kittens compared to
Did you submit a deed into the file when you submitted this?
I'm sorry.
A deed?
A
Is there-
deed?
Did you submit a deed?
I believe it was included, yes.
If it's not there, make sure.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, we got it.
Thank you.
Yep, it's here.
I guess Carl bought it in 78.
78, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. I mean, he's outside the buffer. Really, just the areas inside the buffer. What I need you to do is you need to calculate this road, the driveway that goes into the buffer. You need to calculate that area, and, because that's where, the building demo, the concrete slab demo, and the road refurbishment, we're gonna consider that as disturbance.
Okay.
So just please provide us some sort of mitigation. What you would, I know you're putting the Coltex in,
Yes.
but what I would like to see is if that you could, is whatever that area is that you're doing disturbance, maybe put a rain garden at each of the homes, beside, because you have the Coltech to take care of basically the stormwater, the the runoff and stuff, but at least let it catch some of the leaders. Vince, you agree?
Sure.
Is,
Well, we had all impervious surfaces going to the infiltration
All.
systems, all. Roof, driveways. We have to treat, DEP is going to require us to treat anything we disturb, even if it's left as grass.
right, okay.
We're going to have to treat it.
Okay,
That's going to be part of the
Let's see what they
SWIP.
do with SWIP, yeah.
okay.
And we will submit a SWIP, a copy of the SWIP to you once it's into DEP.
Well, I don't have any other comments.
It's very nice.
Good.
I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you for
luck.
coming in. We'd always rather see things beforehand.
Yeah, we'd rather hear your comments beforehand also.
We'd like to do that,
Yes.
too.
So when I have the SWIP prepared, I'll submit it to DEP. Do you want to see it during that process, or you want to wait till I get through with DEP before I come back to
They're
you?
probably gonna make it comments.
Oh, it'll be months
It's
and
gonna be
months.
months.
yeah, yeah.
So why don't you wait until you're ready to submit for the permit? Until you're ready to proceed with the project? And then, have you already submitted this as a permit, as an application? Or
Yes.
just for a discussion?
No, we filed it as an application to you.
We could put it on, yeah, you did. We could put this on hold right now until you get,
Until we get,
I think it doesn't pay for you to keep coming back and
yeah,
forth.
good.
Let's get a package that's complete, one review.
New York State.
And then when I get
Plus you need planning approval. I
Yeah.
can't really give you a permit until I get planning.
Understood.
So, that's it.
Thank you for your
Otherwise,
time. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good luck on it.
Want to hold these?
Nice sight.
Put these in your notes?
I got him.
All right. Last order of business. How convenient this is. We have meeting minutes. The only one that can't vote on 4/6 is Ed Barnett. So for the meeting minutes dated 4/6/17, do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for 4/6/17?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah.
And then April 20th,
Ed.
all present. Do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes for April 20th, 2017?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Move to adjourn.
Do I have a motion
Second.
Are you in a rush somewhere today?
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to close the meeting of today, May 18, 2017?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
Have a nice weekend.
Dominic?
Thanks, Dom.